is a process of decisions podcast. This is Trent Thomas, your recovery peer support specialist. Tonight's episode is what part does spirituality play in recovery? You see, we all live under a universal mandate that states choices yield decisions that result in consequences or rewards. Therefore, all intelligent design beings live under the mandate of choices, decision, consequences, or rewards. With this mandate, our life is constantly presented with the choices that yield decisions, which the result of good decisions is met with a reward. However, the converse is also true, where bad decisions bear consequences. In reality, the fact is, the ultimate reward for making a good decision is that we get to continue to make more decisions. Whereas the ultimate consequence for making bad decisions is that we lose the ability to make any decisions at all. Thus, the fact remains is that recovery is a process, a step by step process with one decision after another. The first decision of recovery is to live and not die. Recovery begins with the realization that the current road of addiction is unsustainable and, in fact, not survivable and will eventually end in death prematurely. Thus, recovery is a decision to live and not die. The next decision of recovery is that you need help. We often turn to a power greater than ourselves, whom many call God. This realization turns on a spirituality that, while in active addiction, we often run from or turn that light off. No spiritual light means no moral accountability for what we do wrong. We turn a blind eye to anything wrong and just measure the necessity of fulfilling our need to satisfy our addictive requirements. This blindly following our addictive satisfaction drives us further and further down the unsustainable road of addiction. We become asleep in our spiritual home of accountability and recognition of a power greater than ourselves or God. This decision to turn on our spiritual light is absolutely necessary in recovery. There is no recovery without God. Recovery begins with the recognition that the path we are on is wrong. Right and wrong is a spiritual concept. A sense of morality is mandatory to determine our bearing and which direction we must travel. We need light so we can see which direction to go to exit the dark world we have been living in. Let's not confuse spirituality with religion or the Bible. Religion is an organization that is formed to gather like minded individuals to follow a set of traditions of men. The Bible is a historical collection of the events of men and their service to God. Neither one of these defines spirituality, which is a naturally inborn belief of that which is right and wrong, and that there exists a power greater than ourselves that is responsible for our existence. If a child grew up and never read the Bible or joined a religious group, they would still know right from wrong and have a concept that involved a power greater than themselves that was involved with their existence and well being. Spirituality presents itself in our moral concepts. How we know stealing is wrong or lying is not good. It's how we determine what cheating is, a wrong concept to participate in. Spirituality states that we are part of God's plan and we must all play our part. We are not the driver, owner, or maker of the car, the road, or even the earth which we live in. Spirituality states that we exist at the permission of God. In fact, the very next breath we take is by God's permission. Life is His production under His direction, and we all just play our part. Our knees shall bend either willingly or unwillingly. It is God who has dictated the universal mandate of choices, decisions, consequences, or rewards. Nobody escapes this universal law. We are intelligent beings equipped with great intellect. It is this intellect that brings us to the realization that the path we are on is unsustainable, in fact, unsurvivable. As we gain information from our eyes, ears, and touch daily, we learn through life's hills and valleys that we cannot think our way out of the trap we find ourselves in. The transformation of information follows a predetermined route, where knowledge is information that is confirmed through our lived experience. Wisdom is the application of knowledge in our lives. Thus, by living what we know to be true, we are considered wise. We at some point realize we need help. We then turn to a power greater than ourselves to save us from ourselves. Recovery must include a spiritual awakening, turning on the light. The light expels darkness. Light enables us to see the right direction to travel in. Truth is light. Truth reveals the wrong we have been committing. Truth is God, and God is truth. Truth really sets you free from the chains that bind you. Once truth enters darkness, the lie must vanish. Truth removes guilt and shame. Spirituality permits the light of truth to shine. With God, all things are possible. Truth brings forth hope. Hope increases strength. With strength and hope, recovery is possible. The recovery process is filled step by step with decisions. Evoking spirituality starts the engine of recovery. It is with spirituality that the plane of recovery gets off the ground and you could then fly and soar among the clouds of life. Recovery is a process of decisions. Recovery is a decision to live and not die. Thank you. This has been another episode from your recovery peer support specialist, Trent Thomas, on Recovery is a Process of Decisions podcast.